You want to know how I know the Republican Party, Donald Trump, and this campaign is grasping at straws, that they have no answers for the momentum and the energy and the excitement of the candidacy of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz? You know how I know? It's because they're just striking out with every move. The tabloid papers on the right, in this case, Daily Mail and New York Post, they're running with stories like, oh, Tim Walz's brother, he's got all kinds of stories he's going to tell that are going to ruin the candidacy of Tim Walz. Just he's not fit for office. Oh my God, wait till you hear the stories. And then you hear the story and you're like, what? That was it? That's why I'm not supposed to vote for him? And I'm not going to tell you until the end. But then there's this other thing. Let me show you this. This picture that Donald Trump's running with. He's tweeting it. Charlie Kirk is tweeting it. It's this photo of some people with shirts that say Nebraska Walzes for Trump. I don't know why there's a apostrophe. Wouldn't it be Nebraska's Walzes? Again, just absolutely clueless. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? I've been wrong before. But Nebraska Walzes for Trump, and they're sharing this. Look, even Tim Walz's family, they can't handle it. They hate him too. Fantastic. And then we're going to tell you why this falls flat. But first, let me read from the New York Post. Tim Walz's older brother is 100% opposed to all his ideology. Believes VP Hopeful is not the type of character who should make decisions about the U.S.'s future. Democratic vice presidential candidate Tim Walz is not the type of character who should make decisions about America's future, his older brother warned in a series of damning Facebook comments this week. Quote, I'm 100% opposed to all his ideology, Jeff Walz declared Friday evening about the far-left Minnesota governor and running mate of Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris. The far-left running mate, Tim Walz, is far-left? Come on, New York Post. You're better than that, aren't you? He has so little faith in his kid brother, Jeff Walz is considering publicly endorsing former President Donald Trump's White House run, he told a Facebook poster who urged him to get on stage with President Trump and endorse him. Quote, I've thought long and hard about doing something like that. I'm torn between that and just keeping my family out of it, the 67-year-old Floridian wrote in response that notched 449 likes. I'm going to end it here and play a clip of him. Quote, the stories I could tell, says Jeff Walz, not the type of character you want making decisions about your future. Dun, dun, dun. What? What kind of stories must he have that would make me reconsider voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz? It must be doozies. Growing up, he must know something just dastardly about the character of Tim Walz. Well, when asked about this on News Nation, he gave this chilling account that will make you second guess whether you're going to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
As I said, I was referencing, I'll give you one example. We talked about it before, that my little brother, when we were younger, we would go on family trips and in a station wagon. And the thing was, nobody wanted to sit with him because he had car sickness and would always throw up on us. That sort of thing. There's really nothing else hidden behind there. People are assuming something else.
And this is the last the media will hear from him.
There is going to be no further statements to anybody.
Again, dun, dun, dun! Tim Walz used to get car sick as a kid. That's why. That's the story that will undo the candidacy of this ticket. That a kid got car sick and puked on his siblings. Again. So let's talk a little bit about the family members of Tim Walz, that Donald Trump is so feverishly pushing this idea that even his family has rejected him. The people closest to Tim Walz don't want him running and are supporting the great and mighty dear leader, Donald Trump. This is from the Daily Mail, another tabloid type of paper. Tim Walz's family members reveal they are backing Trump in bombshell leaked photo. It's bombshell, y'all. Bombshell. Look at this. Irrefutable. How are they going to answer this? How are we going to get around the fact that these people who know Tim Walz the best, who are closest to him, the familial connection was severed because he's too far left? A new leaked image shows members of vice presidential candidate Governor Tim Walz's family are supporting his Republican rival. The photo was shared by former Nebraska GOP gubernatorial candidate Charles W. Herbster, shows 8 people wearing Nebraska Walz's for Trump's t-shirts. Tim Walz's family back in Nebraska wants you to know something, Herbster captioned the image. Trump replied to the image on Wednesday, as I've showed you here on True Social, by previewing his plans to meet with another member of Walz's family who is not in the image. And that's the governor's older brother, Jeff, who we just talked about, who the former president says endorses his White House bid. By the way, his brother, Jeff, is a Trump guy. He's voted for Trump. He's not an independent voter. He's not a clear, nonpartisan individual. He's not an undecided. He knows who he's voting for. He's a Trumper. He's in the cult. The photo quickly went viral among MAGA users who say his own family's opposition to his candidacy is proof that people should be wary of voting for a Harris-Walz ticket. I guess it's not proof when the Kennedy family has completely rejected their brother, cousin, and uncle, like the people who are closest to him. And then I skipped this particular sentence. You may have noticed that I skipped over it. Here's the beautiful thing about this photo. A representative for Herbster told DailyMail.com those posing are related to Walz through his grandfather's brother. How do you even do the math? What is that? Like second cousin, twice removed? Like what is what's the math behind that about who those people are? I saw a report that his sister, Tim Walz's actual sister, saw this photo, was like, I don't even know who those people are. I don't recognize any of those people. Can you think of, like I'm thinking of who my grandpa's brother was. There's a guy named Glenn, one of his brothers, and I have no idea who his kids are. I couldn't, and that might even not be right. I might be wrong about my grandpa's brother. I don't know. That's how distant that is. Just striking out. Strike, strike, strike. You're out. You're out. You have nothing. If this is all you've got after all of this time of the public life of Tim Walz and Kamala Harris, and this is what you got nothing. He's car sick and he puked on kids when he was a kid, and he's got family members he doesn't even know who are Trumpers. Who fucking cares, man? So stupid. So stupid. Anyway, what do you think? Your responses are not stupid, unless they're stupid. You can comment below. I will be the judge of whether they are stupid. Likely not. And you can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can also email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. Hey, if you want to get in on the fun, help me make these videos, click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month. That is all it takes. If I'm able to marshal the size of my almost 800,000 subscriber audience, if only 1% were to give $1.99 a month, we could fundamentally change this operation. Look, it's not $100,000 a video from a Russian shell company, giving you Putin propaganda. It's pretty good, right? Anyway, I don't know if I said Patreon, but you go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/idoubtitpodcast. I'd appreciate it very much. You can follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore everywhere, and I will see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.